we know inside of us when something feels like a hell yeah or a hell no.
Mm-hmm.
And often we have hell no's that we still say yes to, or we have hell yeahs that seem way too crazy and we don't take action on it. So I really like to focus on what feels aligned for your greatest good and take action from that stance and that momentum instead of like out of the force or out of the guilt or out of the obligation. And again, we're having a human experience. Like we have bills to pay, we have food to put on the table. Like we do need money in this lifetime. So not everyone can just like quit their job and be like, oh, I'm supposed to go be a ski bum the rest of my life. That feels aligned. Like that may be true. And there's a reality piece too. But what I find is
So welcome back to another episode of Remember You. Thank you for joining us. And today we have a super special guest for you, Daphne Paras. And she is the owner and founder of Sacred Seeker. And we are blessed to have her here tell us her journey and share a lot of secrets about how do you embody yourself and really enjoy your life and live in the time and space that you're supposed to be in here and the reason why you came to this earth. So it's going to be a good one. At the end of it, you're going to know how to embody your own body and also see success and remember who you are and why you're here.
I started working with my ancestral lineage when I needed support. And it gave me a lot of power. My father grew up just outside of Sparta in Greece. During horrific war, his house was the southern headquarters for the German army of all of Europe. So they lived in my dad's house. His father was killed in front of him. And my grandmother raised them with nothing to survive after, because they had a civil war after. And my grandmother was the most resilient. She died when I was 8, but I met her a few times and with the most resilient woman I could imagine, like literally widowed, raising kids with nothing. And so whenever life gets hard for me, like I channel her, like I tap in and I'm like, how'd you keep going? How did you do it? And I have this like visualization of us like holding hands and going on a walk and her just smiling and being like, yeah, it's all okay.
Yeah.
Like this is just a different path than I expected to take because she married the wealthiest man in the village. It was an arranged marriage because my grandfather had so much money. So whenever I fear around money, I tap into him. He came to Boston like 95 years ago and went back to the village with $30,000 cash. He was a billiard shark and he hustled and he had so much money. And I mean, back then, even now in the village, that's a lot of money. But I mean, back then he was like a multimillionaire. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, I want to channel that fun energy of like becoming a millionaire playing a game.
So that's what we were talking about before we started. It's the ability to tap into that energy that's all around you, that's there supporting you, whether it's passing on the trauma or it's passing on the faith, which I like that word a lot. It's the faith, the good, the balance of what we're all here with. And so it's important to be able to tap into. And then it goes back into being able to tap into it with your body, right? And so it goes back into what you're teaching. How do you teach people how to balance between being in their body, having the earthly roots, and being able to tap into the intellect and wisdom that we all have available?
We're extensive beings. We're emotional, we're physical, we're spiritual, right? We can be on all these different planes, but we're having a human experience in this human form with these human ailments and challenges and cold temperatures and hot temperatures. So it's like you can't spend too much time out here in the meditation and the connecting to the ancestors, but you can use it as a tool to support you in the human experience and bringing it in the practical ways, like asking my grandfather, how did you have so much fun with money? And then taking a piece of that with me to remind me how to have fun with money. Yeah. So it might be just like a Monopoly $100 bill that I want to leave on my counter, or something that reminds me of him, or my grandmother's, my yaya's resilience, something that reminds me of her, that I'm not spending 20 hours a day trying to channel her and be her, but I'm trying to honor, like, so this is part of this lifetime's DNA are coming from these people. And I have these experiences in me. I have their traumas too.
Yeah.
Right. And I passed one of them to my daughters. Like when my daughter was 9, she was really depressed and crying. And I was working with a shaman and said, what happened to your dad when he was 9? Well, his dad was killed in front of him. That's what she's carrying right now. Do you want help clearing it? And I was like, of course, and we forget those things. There's these huge answers that are really also simple. And I want to come back to also believing we have everything within ourselves that we need. Like we don't have to go to a shaman. There's women I know that want to go to a man for like a pussy massage to get healing. Everything's within you. Like if you really want to go somewhere and someone's aligned for you, but you don't have to. We can access it through our breath, through our own touch, through our own awareness of being in our bodies. To me, the fastest way to get back to our physical body is our breath. Like really just visualizing your breath going in. I love to do a chakra meditation where you like send an orb and it goes through each chakra and it rotates and it absorbs and blasts away anything that doesn't serve you. And you can do that like when you're distracted about anything. Even if you're having sex and you're thinking about the dishes, like bring it to your breath. Move your breath through your body, through your spine, through your feet, whatever you need to do. But when we're feeling present in our body, we can't be solving the world's problems at the same time.
That's right.
And even if it's like holding yourself, just stopping and touching yourself, like reconnecting to like, this is the form I'm in. And women and some men, but most of us women like reject our form.
Yes. That's right.
We're looking in the mirrors and we're like, oh, I don't like the way this looks. And oh, I don't like the way this looks. So we're constantly like fighting our form and not being grateful for it.
Yeah.
Not saying, oh, I'm grateful for these stretch marks because they're signs that I carry children. We're just like, yeah, it's awesome I carried kids, but do I have to look like this? And I get it. But like we're also having the human experience and we have a human body that ages and changes. But that's another like, we find ways to like lower our own energy.
Yeah.
Instead of finding ways to raise our energy, like how many times do you look in the mirror and be like, damn, I look good today?
I would say most women probably don't do that at all.
But how many times do you look in the mirror and be like, oh.
But then why don't we? Why are we judging our appearance based on maybe what social media or mass media says is beautiful?
Well, that's where I think you're saying take your power back and realize that it's all within you to know that you are beautiful.
So with Heather Ash, she apprenticed with Don Miguel Ruiz for over 20 years. He's the author of the 4 Agreements. So I'm a Toltec teacher.
Okay.
And I teach his lineage of Toltec teachings. And there's something called the dream of the planet. And when we're born and we open our eyes, we get a download on the dream of the planet. If people watch the news, it might be what you'd see when you turn on the 6 o'clock news. It's the current culture, the fears, the expectations, the magazines with models, the Botox commercials with wrinkle-free faces. It's everything that's being put on us every day is the dream of the planet. That's where it's coming from. It's being fed to us from places that we're not
and we can
even
control it,
aware
right?
of.
We can control it.
I don't know if we can control it. I think it's constantly like the awareness of, do I want to buy into that?
Yes. Yeah, it's the propaganda. The propaganda is the dream of the world. And it's what propaganda do you want to buy into? Do you want to buy into the fear, the worry, the anxiety, that's yes? Or do you want to buy into the, I am perfect how I am. I am within my body in this exact time and space to share my beauty and love with this world. And then how do I take action to do that? And it's an ongoing, everyday thing that you have to make the choice with.
And I was saying you can't control it because like maybe if you live off grid somewhere and you have no access to the outside influences, but it's perpetuated.
Yeah, and that's
everything and everywhere we go.
Saying. It's mass media, but we still can do something about it. And I don't know if a man can have an opinion about when you're pursuing or in a relationship with a woman, what are you thinking about when you get to see her naked? Are you really worried about what a woman would think is an imperfection? Is a man thinking it's an imperfection?
No,
probably not.
Most men are like, oh, boobs.
That's the point.
It's a naked body.
That's the point.
I don't care if they're small or big. I don't know, man. You can kill me.
Now, from the standpoint of like, it's how connected the man is with himself, that which he will appreciate what's in front of him. We grow up in this performance-based society. There's a world of men out there who like just about getting it off, and then they don't take care of her, and then that's a whole nother dynamic. They're disconnected with themselves. Then there's a world where it's based on performance, and I got to get her off, and I'm the fucking man if I get her off. Then there's the partnership, like the cohesiveness, where it's like, this is just flow. And it gets in flow not because she's in flow, it's because I'm in flow. And then when you get into that flow, but that takes work, that takes effort. It takes the resilience, the ability to work on your fucking self.
But let's go back to how women
It's not just one thing.
No, but we have to go back to how women feel insecure about their bodies, not how men are when they're just trying to prove something.
In my world, I can make my wife, girlfriend secure. Because I'm secure.
And that's the point.
So
women don't need to worry about their bodies. Your bodies are beautiful.
This is she's saying it's
because the
I
man's not even looking at that.
For my part, you got to take responsibility for your part. And if it's not a match, it ain't going to work. And then she's going to have to go and figure out her journey until she figures out
What I'd like to ask your opinion on with this whole thing is just imagine this. If there's a woman who is like, I just want to get this over with and I'm just going to have sex with my partner because he's been bugging me, right? That's a different kind of sex and experience than a woman coming in and saying, I want to give all that I can and receive all that I can back from this experience and have an energy exchange of hope and love and appreciation. And if the man is in that same thought process, it will work. But I also think, can you explain the whole thing about taking your power back and it's within you? So if I'm thinking those things, that's the experience I'm going to have.
Absolutely. Right? When a woman is connected to her sexuality, she wouldn't say, I'm just going to have sex because he asked for it. She's going to say, you know what? I'm not in the mood right now, but I want to honor my partner. And I know I actually really like sex. So what do I need to do to get myself in the mood?
But see, part of it too is, why are you not in the mood? Ask yourself that. You have to be in the mood to share yourself with someone else, right? And maybe he's not doing certain things that would make you feel in the mood. Besides just your natural urge.
I don't agree with that. Right? I don't agree with...
And anyone can agree or disagree. It's just, what is the listener thinking and viewing about themselves in their own situation?
You may never be in the mood, though. You may never be in the mood.
But why?
Because you're stressed out. You're raising kids.
See? So you're not getting help from him.
No, that's where your inner responsibility comes in and says, what do I need to do for myself to get me feeling
Ask
sexual
for help,
again?
Get help, not do everything yourself, not control everything.
So, I think that's what you were saying too, right? It was find your power and ask yourself, what is making me not be in the mood? And what
listen,
do I
want to get back to something
you
said, like ask for help from him. Maybe he doesn't want to do the dishes ever. So
does that matter? But that would matter to him. Let's say if he knew not helping you do things around the house would prevent him from feeling your affection. Do you think that would affect
the victim mindset?
It's not about being a victim. It's about being in a relationship where both sides know what is needed. If a woman needs help and she's exhausted or tired, how is she going to get in the mood to do what he would like? And I don't know, from a male perspective, would you think doing the dishes is the minimum you can help do just to make sure she's in the mood and she's not exhausted and she's affectionate with you because you're helping her? I think that would affect a man.
In my opinion, that is the victim mindset, because you're saying
there's no victim mindset. It's just reality.
That's not doing it, but it's your need.
Yeah. But wait a minute. We're two people in a relationship,
but he doesn't,
and we're both.
I'll wait until you can hear my full response.
But he's not a mind reader.
I know, but that's why women are supposed to not control everything and ask for help, right? I'm not saying he's a mind reader.
I'm not saying ask for help.
We're just discussing what can help a woman not feel exhausted, not feel in the mood. I mean, we really got to go deep into why does a woman not feel in the mood?
Well, now take a breath, really, and then come back to it. And I think answer from your perspective and all of the training that you have what the core issue is.
We're both humans, right? If you're talking about a man and a woman wants the dishes done, and a man's like, I don't want to spend my time doing dishes. And the woman's like, actually, I don't want to spend my time doing dishes either. Your expectation of him to do something that you don't want to do either also isn't fair.
Yeah, so you could just get a cleaner, right? Someone to clean for you guys.
Well, there's a million solutions, actually, that you can do.
Right.
You can have every other day one person gets the job done. You can say, I hate doing this. You hate doing this. Let's hire someone. Let's ask our kids to do it. Let's trade with someone who doesn't mind doing dishes, and we'll go do this. But punishing...
There's no punishing. If a woman doesn't feel in the mood, how is that punishing? We have to be in a relationship.
Being angry.
And so a man doesn't get angry about stuff that a woman does, and
that's for you to work on your own emotions, not to project that on someone else.
There's no projection; it's just reality of what
I disagree.
I think it's actually the reality that you're seeing.
Because you're holding a frequency or vibrate. Like free will is the ability to choose a state regardless of circumstance or situation. So you get into this spiral of negativity, and that is your state of... If it's anything other than gratitude and love, then you're in a frequency of dismantlement, decay, and separation.
So we're saying
hold on, no, it's not man or woman. It's just frankly, if I'm pissed off and you're pissing me off, I got to go, and hopefully there's enough trust here where you're like, hey, mirror, reflection, give some space, and I got to go, whoa, shit, like you did with the milk. Take a breath.
Right.
Shit, got me. Okay, I'm in this state.
Right.
Thank you for this situation. Thank you for reflecting on me that there's something within myself that I need to work on. There's no longer anger here. So now, whether you receive it or not, I'm picking up the frequency. Now I'm at a state of gratitude that my world has changed, because he could come at you and go, but this, but that, but this, and be like, thank you. Like, thank you for showing me this.
That's right.
So that to me is the opposite of being a victim, because you're empowered. You're not relying on anyone else outside of you to comfort you or to soothe you. So when I talk about being in the victim mindset, it's because we're relying on external circumstances to validate us, to make us feel sexual, to make us feel in the mood, to make us feel happy.
This is the self-work that you did.
Amen to that.
This is within us.
Yeah.
I made a fucking meditation practice out of washing dishes. I would clean and be like, I'm cleaning up my day. I'm cleaning off this. I make my shower, my cleansing the night before I climb into bed. We're humans and we want to rely on the people that we love, but it's not their responsibility. And it's too much for other people.
That a woman shouldn't be able to count on her husband to wash the dishes?
No. You should not rely on your happiness.
Mentality. Why can't she have her issue and voice it and say, I had something underneath all of this that made me feel uncomfortable, and why I lashed out? And yes, we can have an understanding, but she could still have her reaction and still feel like maybe I don't want to feel affectionate right now. And maybe we can actually work with each other and help each other in our marriage so that we both can not. Woman can't feel exhausted.
I understand where you're coming from. Yeah. I get it. And I love your opinion on this. But what I'm understanding you saying is that it's coming from if your kind of expectations are not being met after multiple conversations, then there's another conversation that needs to happen between the two partners that's more along the lines of
there doesn't even have to be a conversation. That's just an understanding that women get exhausted doing everything. And so maybe they may not be.
But this is what she's talking about. So this is a victim mentality. I'm doing this. You're not giving me that. I'm doing something. I'm not receiving it. It's dependent upon something external to myself in order to receive appreciation, feel sexual, feel hot, feel good, feel valuable, all these things. The validation aspect of anything outside of yourself You're going to continually get tested in life, showing life. Life is going to show you to say, you're not getting validated from external validation. I'm going to bury the fuck out of you until you realize that it's within yourself. And you finally surrender and go, you know what? It's all on me. I have everything I need. I'm completely worthy. I don't need any validation outside of yourself. And then the world starts to reflect you the validation that you feel within yourself. So it's self-love.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And once you get to that point, your husband may willingly wash the dishes, or you may be eating on paper plates because you've decided washing dishes isn't for me and I don't need to solve for this anymore, so we're going to have throwaway plates.
Or it's the 50% that say this is out of alignment and this ain't going to work.
But what if the validation comes within yourself and he just starts doing everything you thought would be helpful to you?
That's what we're talking about.
Exactly what I'm saying.
That's the point.
When you're whole within yourself and you're grounded in center and you're not blaming and projecting, that's
okay. So
where
all
the
you guys are saying
is
don't verbalize it, feel your validation, and then he'll change.
You can verbalize things, but it's how you verbalize them. And when I was saying, shut the fuck up, like when I get triggered, I have a tape playing in my head of all the things I want to say, and I would regret saying them. One of my best practices, I go and organize something. It gives me my little sense of control, like my kitchen junk drawer.
It could be drunk drawer.
Sometimes you pour the alcohol in there.
No, I'm not even a drinker.
It looks like you're drunk when you organized it. Yeah.
I have a speech impediment, actually. I could not say my R's when I was a kid, so it comes up every now and then, and that combination clearly does it for me. But it's like getting back to my center of where I want to be. And sometimes maybe I'm frustrated about the dishes and I want to spew at everyone in my house, like, stop leaving these dishes everywhere. What's the problem? And instead, 2 days later, I come back to, like, actually, I'm feeling overwhelmed because of X, Y, and Z. And I can sit down with my family and say, hey, guys, like, I really love waking up in the morning and not having a sink full of dishes. So can we work something out that makes sense for each one of us every night has this duty? Like, we're coming at it from a clearer, like, more grounded, open view to actually problem solve rather than like spewing our hate and anger.
Yes.
And this is where when women are emotional, men feel emasculated.
Yes.
And, men are exhausted too. Like, they feel like they carry the weight of the world to be our providers and to do X, Y, and Z too. And it's like, but I'm more exhausted because I do this. And we just escalate. Like, we never get back to that, oh, babe, like, tell me about it. Can I rub your feet while you tell me about it? Yeah, and then I'll rub yours while you tell me about it. Like, isn't that what we all want?
Yeah.
Like,
And come back into your body. I would like to hear your idea on like manifestation and then with working within your body, because I think people get this wrong a lot. Where I've noticed, I look back at the times that I've been very successful, and there's a vision, and that's what I would call like manifestation of a vision. And then there's these feelings of embodying what that is going to be and then acting that way every day and remembering those feelings of positivity and channeling what you were talking about, right? The feeling of knowing how to handle money and all that stuff, right? But then there's this thing that we have these two hands, we have this body, and we have to take action and we have to do something because it's not going to just come to us. So can you talk a little bit about that?
yeah, and I don't love the word manifestation.
Yeah.
I consider myself a powerful manifester, but there's like this big but. Okay, if I get cancer, did I manifest that? Okay, so there's like these big questions around manifestation. I like to reframe it as alignment and taking aligned action. We know inside of us when something feels like a hell yeah or a hell no. And often we have hell no's that we still say yes to.
Yes.
Or we have hell yeahs that seem way too crazy, way too
And we
out
don't
there,
do anything about
and
it.
we don't take action on it. So I really like to focus on what feels aligned for your greatest good and take action from that stance and that momentum instead of like out of the force or out of the guilt or out of the obligation. And again, we're having a human experience. Like, we have bills to pay, we have food to put on the table. Like, we do need money in this lifetime. So not everyone can just like quit their job and be like, oh, I'm supposed to go be a ski bum the rest of my life. That feels aligned. Like, that may be true. And there's a reality piece too. But what I find is we can all take aligned steps every day. Some days they're leaps. Other days, it's like a little snail pace. But as long as you're taking some aligned action, and when I talk about alignment, it's that gift that we're sent here with, that we're supposed to be using. And it's not always fun.
Right.
Sometimes it's exhausting. Sometimes it's heartbreaking. Like we have to make hard choices sometimes to stay in alignment. But that trusting, that faith in something bigger, that there's a universe that has a plan for us, and taking those steps. Now, how do you take those steps? Well, you first get quiet. You get grounded in your body. That's breath work, meditation, self-pleasure, a walk in the woods, a workout, listening to your favorite music and singing your lungs out. Like, do what you need to do to feel the most connected to your essence, like the truth of who you are. In the Toltec teachings, we call that the big soul. Like we're the big soul and the little soul each lifetime. But the big soul is the one that goes lifetime to lifetime. Like, how do we feel most connected to that big soul and operate from that space? And when you need to make decisions, don't make them from up here. Don't get in your head. Go back into your body, go back into that soul, realign with it over and over again. When I'm facilitating a fire walk, people will walk 10, 20, 30 times in a night. Every single time they make it to the head of the coals, you're checking in with your body again.
Yeah.
Every single time you make that decision to cross the coals, I want you to check back in with your body. Am I still an energetic match?
And that is the process that everybody needs to use in every day of their life.
Yeah.
Check in with your body.
Is this an energetic match for me?
Yeah. It's
Many
beautiful.
times people are kind of stuck in this victim rut,
Yes.
right? This is the cards that were dealt. I have to just play it and play it the way I was taught to play it, instead of from the standpoint of how can you approach the same thing from a different angle.
Yes.
And tap into yourself.
And if you're not an energetic match, guess what? You can manipulate your energy.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what you teach everybody all day long throughout your processes.
So when you were in this reality and we're connected to these multiple dimensions, and the higher dimension being spirit, what would you remove the label, remove the name, remove the facilitator and master of this, that, and the other? Who are you?
I'm just someone trying to figure it out. Like, tell my kids this, the older I get, the less I feel like I know. It's like when I was younger, it was like this all made sense. And now I'm like, shit, nothing would surprise me. And I've really embraced it. And the wonder of not knowing. It's like I have beliefs, I have things that ground me and that feel solid, but life has become much more mysterious to me. And I embrace that. Like I surrender to it. Yeah. And like the unfolding of everything that's out there that I thought I knew, that is like constantly surprising me. And it's actually kind of exciting. Like I feel like almost like a little kid again.
The curiosity is fresh because nothing's definite.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. You're enjoying the journey, not the destination.
Right? Like buckle up. Here we go.
Yep.
Whitewater rafting.
Yeah.
Every day.
That's
exactly.
Every
I just
damn day.
pictured you with your oar. Anything else?
One other question. Knowing what you know now, what would you bestow upon your 8-year-old self?
More love. More self-love. Like that inner child, they never get enough love. More play and more love. And teaching her how to receive love. Because there's an abundance of love in our world. And we often self-protect so much that we don't receive it.
That's right.
Yeah.
We're not
we're
taught
putting the
how
guards
to
up.
accept love,
Yeah.
how to surrender into that gift.
Even from ourselves.
Absolutely. I mean,
First and
especially
foremost. First and foremost. Yeah.
ourselves.
We've learned that today.
Awesome.
All right, guys. Well, thank you for tuning in to Remember You. Daphne Paras, thank you for being here with us and sharing your energy and all of your information. We learned so much. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you. And all of you guys, we love you. Find Daphne, search her up on any major channel, but you'll find her and we'll have her in our show notes. Thank you for listening.